Ron Howard was so worried about Henry Winkler's The Fonz eclipsing his character Richie Cunningham during the early run of Happy Days that he developed a skin condition and started losing his hair, as ABC toyed with renaming the show Fonzie's Happy Days. The biggest stressor of all was Fonzie. Not Henry Winkler, but Fonzie. It did not escape my notice that as the season went on, the Fonz was getting more and more screen time. Howard, 67, writes in The Boys, a memoir of Hollywood and family, in which he and his brother, actor Clint Howard, reminisce about, "I didn't handle my stress particularly well," he writes. "I probably would have benefited from seeing a psychotherapist. Instead, I kept everything inside. Then I started breaking out in eczema rashes all over my body, most acutely on my eyelids. And my hair started thinning. Looking at the men on both sides of my family, I knew it was inevitable. But it started coming out in a... It all worked out." Series creator Gary Marshall told Ron he wouldn't change the show's title if he didn't support it. He didn't, and Happy Days enjoyed a fruitful run from 1974 to 1984, spawning 2 classic spin-offs, Mork and Mindy and Laverne and Shirley, and one turkey, Joni Loves Chachi, while bonding Howard and Winkler as lifelong friends. They reunited for the 1982 big-screen comedy Night Shift, which The Boys unfolds in a breezy first-person narrative as Ron and Clint, 62, recall growing up with their parents, actors Rance and Gene Howard, and the brothers' entrees into Hollywood at very early ages. The bulk of the memoir encompasses their television careers. Ron was only 6 years old when he rose to fame as Opie Taylor on top-ranked sitcom The Andy Griffith Show, which chronicled life in folksy Mayberry, NC, and ran from 1960 to 68. Co-star Andy Griffith was in genuine pain as his marriage to his first wife Barbara was unraveling, he writes. He came back from Christmas break one season with his hand all taped up. He was blunt about what happened. "I got drunk, I got mad, and I put my fist through a door." As for Jim Neighbors, Jim, while private about his private life, was not closeted. He didn't pretend to date women or insist he wasn't gay. The crew, unfortunately, was not as enlightened. Listening to their on-set chatter, I heard a word I didn't know. Homo. That's what they called Jim behind his back, and not with any hint of kind. The memoir also features brief forays into some of the brothers' early movies, but stops short of Ron talking in any detail about his successful directorial career, including Willow, Parenthood, Apollo 13, Frost, Nixon and Hillbilly Elegy. He does, though, write about how, on the set of the 1973 George Lucas comedy American Graffiti, when he was 18, his 25-year-old co-star, Cindy Williams, later to star with Penny Marshall on Laverne and Shirley, schooled him in the art of smooching. She sensed, correctly, that her 18-year-old acting partner was inexperienced at kissing scenes and a bundle of nerves about performing him, he writes. "We can't kiss for the first time on camera," she said. "We better practice." With the professionalism of Hollywood's intimacy coordinators, Cindy taught me how to make out convincingly for the camera without overstepping. She was not interested in me romantically, nor I in her. Cindy performed this service out of generosity. Ron also describes, in cringeworthy detail, how he told his mother about his teenage urges. "I was used to Dad's forthrightness and imperviousness to so-called taboos. So I thought it was perfectly okay to inform Mom of my nocturnal emissions and my more conscious bedroom activities, and to ask her if this was all normal, and, if so, if I was going about it the right way. Mom literally put her hands to her ears, horrified to be put in this position. Speaking in a booming, la la la, I can't hear you, voice to drown out any further disgusting revelations that I might have been sharing, she said, "You're going to have to wait until your dad gets home to talk about that." He did. And here's what Rance told him. Some people call it jacking off. But masturbation is the actual term. It's all very normal. It's not dirty. Don't worry about it. Clint's biggest revelation about his time on Gentle Ben, 1967–69, concerns his Ursine co-star, Bruno. The only negative was that he smelled. He also took prodigious dumps due to his equally prodigious diet.